Welcome to Infinity Capital, everyone. This is Raj. So today we are going to discuss Chambal Fertilizers. So Chambal Fertilizer has around 14% market share in the fertilizer market, 10% market share in DAP, and 9.4% market share in the urea segment. So when we come on the ratings, and we'll see that Chambal is the largest private player in the urea industry, right? So these are the type of companies that we look for. We try and find some niche. If they have market share, they have some sort of advantage as compared to other players in the market, right? So what is the analysis here? We're just going to go a little deeper into this and understand why I'm looking at Chambal Fertilizers. So couple of positives have happened. This is the conference call for Chambal, and we'll see that the subsidy, so urea is subsidized, DAP, urea, these products are subsidized by the government, and because of these subsidies there is a huge working capital required for these companies, because they get these payments from the government. So the fertilizer subsidy allocation in 2021 is likely to be adequate. The government has made allocation of 62,000 crores for fertilizer subsidy, right? And they had some outstanding of 5,800 crores from the government, out of which they have received 33,165 crores, right? And the rest of the amount they are expecting by March 2021. So there, so this will basically lighten the load on the balance sheet, and they will have less working capital requirement, since they won't have to block this amount, right? So what I would like you to pay attention to is couple of things. One is, when we come on the balance sheet, we'll see that their borrowings have gone down significantly from 10,000 crores, approximately 10,000 crores, it's come down to 3,000 crores. So this is good, because this sort of brings down the interest expense, and then it will help in increasing the overall ratios of the company, right? Now, apart from that, a couple of other things that have also happened. So if we come here, you'll see that the debtor days had gone up to around 150, 160. That has come down to 34, because now they have more cash in hand and the subsidy amount was released. So that is also one of the reasons why this has come down. Okay, another important thing is, they had commissioned a plant in 2019 for 1.2 million ton. So if we come on the balance sheet, we'll see that the gross block has increased from 1,500 crores to 7,500 crores, right? So this has happened for that plant which was commissioned, and my guess is that this loan was they had taken this debt. So if you see, the debt has increased in March 19, March 20. So this debt must have been taken to fund this plant, right? So once the plant starts functioning at 100% capacity, we will see a sudden jump in the sale. So that has already started happening. So if you'll see, post March 20 and March 21, the numbers were pretty much flat. But if you see TTM numbers, trailing 12 months, compare it to 2019, the sales are up about 30%. So that's a big jump. There is some sort of operational efficiency also kicking in, and that has basically increased their margins also. So these are the reasons why I'm looking at this company. If you see, their profitability has gone up from 500 crores to almost 1,800 crores, so almost 250 basis points. Their sales have doubled, right? So these are fantastic numbers. And what else can we look at? So on the weakness front, the only thing is there is regulatory risk, because government provides subsidy for the products that they sell, so that there is that regulatory risk. And apart from that, because of the subsidy, a lot of money was getting stuck into working capital, which is not going to happen now, because huge amount of the money owed by the government to them has been released. All right. So what are the other factors that made me look at this company? So if we look at the June results, Q1 FY22 numbers, these are the numbers for fertilizers which have been released as of yet. So out of the 4 companies which have released their numbers, all of them have shown great growth. So that there is Mangalore Chemical and Fertilizers, Coromandel and Chambal. Now I'm going to show you something interesting. Look at the operating profit margin. It has become better for Chambal. From 11-12 it has gone to 18. Let's check for Mangalore. So Mangalore Chemical and Fertilizers also, if you see, their operating profit margins have gone from 6% to 10%, right? In the case of Coromandel, similar thing has happened. So when we come to Coromandel and check their profit margins, it has gone up from 11% to 14%. So there is clear traction in the fertilizer industry, and it is not only limited to one company. All of the companies are, they have better profit margins right now. Out of all the companies, Chambal is at an advantage because there is very huge significant margin jump over here. From 11% it has gone to 18-19%. Now the only thing is we need to make sure, or we need to rather pay attention to this and see if there is no dip in the margins. So on a quarter-on-quarter basis, if you'll see 2 quarters, the margins have dipped, right? So last year, in March they did 10%. This year March they did 17-16%. So it's much better. But if if the margins keep on dropping and the sales don't rise, then the profits won't go higher. Something that we need to take into account. So I'm planning to keep this stock for the next 2 quarters. So we'll see how this thing develops further, right? So from a broader picture, we figure out that fertilizer companies are posting good results, and all fertilizer companies profit margins are rising, operating profit margins are rising. So that's a good sign. Overall the industry is seeing good traction, right? Now we are going to go and see their shareholding pattern. So promoters have increased their stake over a period of time. If you look at 19, they were holding 58%. Now they hold 60-61%. FIIs have increased their stake, right? There's significant amount of DII participation as well. So this shareholding pattern looks pretty robust. On the cash flow front, obviously 19 they commissioned a plant, they took a loan, so cash flow from operations were negative. But apart from that, they generated 6,900 crores of cash flow from operations. Net cash flow is around 740 crores. So pretty robust right now. The balance sheet front, they've managed to trim down their borrowings, which is very good, right? And apart from that, they have around 298 crores of investments and 900 crores of cash on the book. So roughly 1200 crores of they have around 1200 crores of cash to play with. So that can help them with their interest expenses. Profit and loss, if we'll see, sales are up about 30% as compared to 2019. Sales have doubled since 2000, almost doubled since 2017. Profit margins have gone up by 80%. And if we compare the numbers, there is clear acceleration. If you see, there is clear acceleration. Profits have gone up from 500 crores in 2018 to 1700 crores, right? So profits are up around 320%. So what does this mean? This means that, couple of things. I'll just show you guys. On a quarter-on-quarter basis also, March there was a dip in sales, right? But due to higher profit margins, the profits were higher. But this may have happened because of this aberration, maybe because of COVID also. So we have to let it slide. June numbers are pretty promising. Sales are up, profits are up too. So looks pretty good. However, after June numbers, the stock has not gone up. So June numbers were released, but the stock is basically consolidating. right? So that has happened. On the PE front, stocks 5-year median PE is around 12. This stock is trading at a PE of around 9, right? So, you know, if we were to look at this from the PE perspective, let's assume that this stock reaches the median PE of 12 in the next 6 months. On an EPS of 41.74, we are looking at a price point of at least 500 to 550. You know, this is the target that I am looking for. So currently the stock is trading at 300. So I am looking at a target of 500, 550. So roughly 80% upside from here on. What you'll also notice, guys, that, you know, if you look at the 2018, if you look at 2018, the sales, the profits were 500 crores. Currently the profits are around 1800 crores. So, you know, so approximately 300% rise in profits, but the stock is only up 100%. So my guess is it has more room to go up. You know, if the profits keep continuously coming in, there is more room for this stock to go up, right? Now let's do a check, technical analysis check. So basically, the 50 days trending upwards, the blue line, the 200 days trending upwards, the trend is clearly up. Stock was basically consolidating within this 19-20% range, and it just broke out, right? And now it is basically consolidating within this range. So if you see, the stock is consolidating within this range, right? So there from the past 2 days, the mid cap and small cap stocks have been basically dull. Nifty is going up. My guess is if we get a small minor correction in mid cap and small cap stocks, I'll be looking to accumulate this stock between 280 and 319. So basically 280 and 320 or 280 and 310. This is the area where I'll be looking to accumulate the stock. So the upside that I'm looking for in this stock is, you know, I'm expecting this stock to go up to at least 500 and 530 rupees. So that gives us an upside of roughly 200 rupees. So 60 to 70% is what I am looking at. So this was the analysis, guys. Quick disclaimer, this is not a buy sell recommendation. It's an educational video. Thanks a lot for watching.